Welcome back. My guest is Shana Berkeley, the executive director of the nonprofit Corner to Corner. I have loved so much, Shana, hearing about all the great work that you're doing in the community and just helping so many people from all ages, all walks of life, just be better themselves, to get that self-esteem that they really need. And before we went to the break, we were talking about your script to screen program, because I can only imagine the success, the young people, how their self-esteem when you are writing a production, a film that people get to sit and watch, and you can say, I did that, but I was struggling with reading, I was struggling with writing, but I still was able to do that. Do you have any success stories that you could share with us?
Script to Screen is an amazing program because it's one of those things where you not only see the successes from a kid's point of view, but from the parent's point of view. And so we work with after-school programs. So for parents to really see that growth in their children away from them shows the power of that work. So I'm thinking of one kid in particular. She was extremely quiet. She would consider herself a more artsy kid. And so therefore she didn't have a lot of connection with maybe pop culture or TikTok or things that kids love, but she was the leader. Her voice rang true when she was speaking about, we should do this, we should try this. She directed it, and she was the main character, and she was really forceful in creating a vision that then the other kids who usually may overlook her and may not have as much in common with her really were able to fall in line. And her leadership skills, I was like, come on, you know, you're in the 6th grade, what you doing it, girl? And especially for girls, right? That's the age where you really are trying to find yourself, find your space, find your voice. And so it's so amazing to see girls. We also work with Imani Montessori, which is a Montessori school. And so theirs is really fun because they are able to go different places. They, you know, their parents in the school, they go outside and they go in these houses. So their location skills and their scouting was amazing. And the guys really were able to say, hey, this is where we want to include jokes. Their movie was so funny. So if you even want to see the movies, we have them on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Corner to Corner. It's a playlist called Script to Screen, and you can watch those movies. Now, this is not, you know, Scorsese, but the confidence. So we do a red carpet premiere that we'll make sure you guys are invited to, and you can see these shy kids now, like, this was my you know, my introduction to this character, and I shaped her worldview. And you're like, weren't you the kid who didn't want to talk to me 8 weeks ago? Oh my goodness. So that's exciting. But again, parents are coming to say, my child wanted to do something other than play a video game. My child forced us to come to this event, and when I came, I was blown away. On Facebook, a guy put up the pictures from the event, and his brother was like, why didn't you invite me to this event? I would have come. And he said, I didn't know what was happening, but this is a red carpet premiere. He said, my child just was like, Dad, come here. And when he showed up, it was a red carpet premiere because our kids are worth celebrating. And their work, their hard work is worth being on display. And so many people around Nashville have supported. So people who are interested in the film industry or literacy, we would love to have you come alongside the work we're doing as well. And they can email me at Shana@corner2corner as well.
Fantastic. Well, that was the Academy, your Script to Screen program are just too many. But you also get out in the community for those events that are not planned for, like the tornado and COVID. You all were there for that March 3rd tornado that we had come through Nashville. You just boots on the ground, Corner to Corner, got out there and started helping. Yeah, so we actually had an office at the lab with Josh Monday, which was off Jefferson. That was, you know, totally destroyed through that. And so we wanted to make sure that we could support and be there for him as a way he has been there for us over these last 10 years, or at that time it was probably like 7 or 8 years. But we also had an office over at Magruder Family Resource Center in North Nashville, which was also hit really hard. And so their former executive director, and they just kind of let us know how we can jump in. And so our hearts are always for the community, always saying, how can we help our neighbors thrive in that moment? And so we had so many people reaching out to us who we were their front door to say, what can we do? We created a community around it. Our operations director actually created a map of North Nashville. She's amazing. She figured out a map, and she put exactly which houses were affected, what they needed, and so it was really like a well-oiled machine. Also, to keep in mind that 2 days later, our classes for the Academy were supposed to start, and we had 10 locations, one being Magruder, and all of our items were stored at Magruder. So we also had to go there, get all of our items out, kind of assess them, and so we had like a
front, right? We wanted to make sure that people who were excited about the Academy and Script to Screen were able to still start on time and grow that business. Then we also wanted to make sure our neighbors had support. And so we were able to get thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, pour them right back into our neighborhoods. We also created boxes for our school kids whose school were hit. And so we created STEM kits that they got every Monday that had work, assignments, things they could turn to their teacher to make sure that they didn't fall behind in school while they were unable to go in person. And so we all kind of got up gallivanting together and said, hey, what are we going to do? And the Lord did the rest. And so we were so blessed to be able to really show a love of our neighbor through the work of our hands.
Wow. How many people are on your staff? That is a lot.
Well, yeah,
that you were
at
doing.
that time, it was only 4 of us.
4?
4 that worked around the clock.
Small but mighty group of folks out there helping.
Yeah, now the footprint that we have about 13 part and full-time staff members. And again, comparatively to the footprint that they have, and I say we all together, but they really, really, really are creative and dynamic and encouraging and selfless in a way that I've only could have dreamt of. So I'm so excited for them. Shout out to Corner to Corner staff and all of our volunteers, because we have some amazing volunteers who do that weekly as well, and really just say, hey, this is what we want to do. How can we come together? And they have made it happen. So we're grateful for all of our donors, our volunteers, our staff, our neighbors, and our friends.
Well, with you at the helm and your enthusiasm, your staff has to be wonderful.
I know, I'm like, I hope I'm not yelling at them. I'm so excited.
No, and I get it.
We love it.
Following the tornado, and you all out there helping with the tornado, the pandemic came.
Yes.
Then everybody had to do a pivot.
Yes.
Everybody had to do the pandemic pivot and figure out new ways of doing things. And that's exactly what you guys did.
We did. Well, I need to kind of rewind that place in my mind a bit. So the first thing was, in 3 days, we took 10 in-person Academy classes and made them all virtual. Now, I want to keep in mind that the heart of the Academy, particularly in Corner to Corner, is that all of our neighbors have access. So we have people who are in Casey Homes, Safe Haven, a lot of our partners, as young as 13, as old as 72, all taking this class in person. And I had to flip all of them to going online. So a lot of them were easy. They have used Zoom before, but our kids who had never used Zoom, they were in school all day, and then their parents brought them over. Our elderly people who had flip phones, literally. I was like, I didn't know they still had those.
I didn't either.
But flip phones, you know, we need to figure out how can we help them. So we connected them with people who were giving away free hotspots. How could they get donated computers or some kind of way that they could get online tablets? All that happened in 3 days.
Wow.
Also, our school-age children were no longer able to meet in person, and really that literacy can slip, as we've realized after COVID. And so we were doing boxes and trying to find ways to connect with them online to supplement the hard work that our teachers were doing to kind of keep them on track in person. And so it was a swift pandemic, you know, a swift transition, a swift pivot, but everybody kind of jumped in and wanted to do it, and it made our job a lot easier.
I'm just tired hearing about the work that you all are doing ongoing. We got to take a break, Shana, but we got more with you in Corner to Corner. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.